Justin McCray. But that likely means that Elton Jenkins will most likely get some playing time, which I would love to see. I've been wanting to see him get some real in-game action for a while. So we'll get to see him against the best defense in football. So I'm excited to see what happens. But I think he's going to hold his own. So
preach.
I mean, that guy, I think he gave up like two or three sacks in his career at Mississippi State, which is 4 years.
It wasn't even sack. It was pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. His guys never touched the QB with him. It was pressure, Parker. That's the thing. That's how, that's why I was so set on putting him in at Taylor. I get over Taylor because of the fact that he was taking defensive linemen in the SEC and holding his own with no double blocks. And being able to, I mean, you got guys that are playing at Bama, you guys are playing at Georgia, Florida, and he was manhandling them. Yeah. All these big SEC schools and manhandling them, known for the defensive line prowess. So, I mean, that right there got me excited to wanting to put him in right away. But again, my apologies, Mr. Taylor. I fully believe now that you can do it, especially after I watched it last year. And he's also a little bit more stronger in the run offense too, for run blocking. I mean, if you go watch Taylor, he can pull as a guard. So he's got the mobility and the speed to be able to pull as a guard and get out and help the run game on those jet sweeps or the power packer sweeps. I mean, there's a ton of possibilities, especially with having Lindsley and Bakhtiari and Taylor being able to pull on those runs. So I just think that we're going to have a better, cleaner pocket week one and not have that trouble at right guard that we got exposed of last year.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. I mean, I'm not saying that Rodgers isn't going to get sacked, because he's probably going to get sacked at least once in that game. I mean, it's the Bears' defense. The Bears' defense is elite right now. So if he gets sacked one or less times during the game, I'll be fine. 2 or more, then we're going to have to start worrying. But
my big thing is Fangio knew the perfect time to run that blitz last year. He knew the perfect time to throw Rodgers off his game. But Pagano, on the other hand, is he going to have the right play calling scheme to be able to do that? And he just whenever he's faced Rodgers, he's never been able to do it. So I know he has the talent on defense to try and do it, but Jay and I have discussed this before. He runs a more man-to-man zone and leaving those single coverages wide open on the field with guys like MVS and Adams that come down with the 50-50 balls a lot. So I'm wondering if that's going to hurt the Bears more than help them and force them to play up higher than need to be, and then it just opens up room for the run game.
Well, I think it's going to end up being a game pick your poison.
Well, here's what
it really is.
My question to you, Parker, is this. You said the Bears' defense is elite right now. And my biggest nitpick is that's basing it off of last year. That defense really didn't have a prominent weakness. It has 2 this year. Their Buster Screen is I'm surprised he's still able to solidify a spot playing the slot corner, okay? Because he gets beat twice on Saturdays and 3 times on Sundays. And Clinton Dix, he destroyed 2 defenses in 1 year, literally. So, now he's not playing free where he's back. Now he's playing strong safety where he's going to be directly
his worst asset
a lot to cover tight ends and such, and even to be that guy that comes down on that outside zone play. He's not a good tackler, and he's average at best in coverage. So this defense last year was elite because it didn't have any gaping holes. It's got 2 this year for sure. That's a big deal.
When I said that they were elite right now, I meant on paper. Because, again, I'm basing it off of last year, and we haven't seen them yet. Until we see them out on the field, I can't really say if they're elite or not. But right now, as it stands, they are better than Green Bay. Now, that's not to say after week 1 that I'm going to judge again and say, hey, well, Green Bay's defense is a little bit better or whatnot. But right now, as it stands, the Bears were the better team last year, so I'm going to say they have the better defense right now.
Oh, I won't get mad at you for saying that, for sure. But I just had to point out that there are two weaknesses that weren't there last year. That's all.
Oh, yeah, no, I completely agree with your assessment. So.
And the biggest thing on that, too, is Rodgers played against HaHa in training camp for how many seasons? 4 seasons, so he knows his weaknesses. Yeah, and how many times have we seen in our training camp notes every single time Rodgers is throwing a touchdown on HaHa? Rodgers is throwing a touchdown on HaHa. Mm-hmm. He picked on him the whole damn time he was there.
Evidence.
Yes. Yeah, mm-hmm. There's video evidence of it. Plus, he knows what baits him into jumping on a route. So Jay pointed this out to me earlier when we were talking. We think Adams is going to play out of the slot like 70% of the game because of the fact HaHa would have to jump on coverage with him. And who knows HaHa better is Adams because of the fact he was the one torching him in training camp.
Yeah, that's going to I don't think that's going to end very well for HaHa. And we all know, I mean, we saw how Adams was used in the slot last year, and even the year before they used him a little bit to kind of spell Cobb, and he was very, very good. So we'll see what ends up happening, but I don't think it's going to end up very well for HaHa Clinton-Dix if he lines up against Adams in the slot.
I think he gets exposed, not in his defense, but just as him as a player. He gets exposed again in week 1 and not has 1 but 2 touchdowns thrown on him, or like 1 touchdown and a couple big plays, and the Bears cut him after that. It wouldn't surprise me one bit.
Yep. I would,
because it's early enough to make the adjustment to be able to have someone else come in or bring in another safety, which I don't know how this guy is still a free agent. Eric Berry is still unsigned.
Yeah, I don't.
And that blows my mind.
Yeah. That's crazy to me. I mean,
and everyone's like, oh, it's health. Yeah, I will take Eric Berry's chances of getting hurt over HaHa's ability to not cover. Like, it's almost like the same thing as Eric Berry not being on the actual field. It's like, It doesn't matter if HaHa's playing or not because of the fact of it's the same thing as Berry not being there. And Berry, when healthy, man, can you imagine Eric Berry playing strong safety next to Eddie Jackson?
I don't really want to imagine that because that would most likely mean it would be against Green Bay, and I don't really want to imagine that because that would probably for Rodgers.
I'm just saying in retrospect. No, I can't believe they didn't even look at him.
Yes. No, it would be scary for sure.
And I feel like he's going to be, and with, the Patrick Chung situation right now, he got busted for cocaine. I feel like Patriots are going to go out and sign Eric Berry, and he's going to get a chance to go get his ring this year. Yeah.
What do you guys think about Sua Cravens? He got released by
the
Broncos.
What? He reminds me of Raven Green. Ton of talent across the world, shows a ton of flashes, but what happened with him, he had a ton of falling out with the Redskins because he called out the medical team, just like Trent Williams is doing now. He called out the medical team for the Redskins because he had a bunch of different stuff that came out really fishy, and there was a lot of weeks he came out and even tweeted online and all that, said he was healthy, shouldn't have been missing the game. He and the owner, Dan Snyder, did not see eye to eye on a lot of things, and Dan Snyder told his medical team to forge injury reports to get Cravens to not play. So they ended up trading him to the Broncos. Broncos gave him a whirl. He doesn't really fit Fangio's system. Fangio is more of a zone scheme for defense and plays a lot out of like a hybrid man-zone nickel all at once. He usually has people outside man-to-man and zone on the inside everybody else. So he didn't really fit for him, but with what Pettine wants to do and being able to play multiple positions, I think he'd definitely be worth a look. I just don't want the Packers to overpay for it.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. I mean, our money situation isn't great, but it's not bad either. But again, you don't want to really overpay for a guy, especially when the team just released him. So I'm not sure if they're going to even eye him, but I would if I was Green Bay. But
okay, so is there any moves you would like them to make, or that you were mad they made?
Not really. No, not right now. I mean, other than the fact I'm sure that Jay or one of you guys is mad because of Ficken being gone, or both of you.
Me, I wanted Crosby gone.
I mean, I'm not going to be able to sit there on week 1 and drink a beer and go, yeah, Ficken be kicking. I mean, I'm more disappointed than that.
Yeah. It's funny, though, because I'm pretty sure that the Bears are probably eyeing Ficken right now, which is really funny. It's just,
and the Vikings, they cut their kicker. They traded for a fifth.
Yeah, they always seem to go after Packers scraps. So, wouldn't surprise me a bit if we saw Ficken as the kicker, but
my biggest thing, Crosby missed 2 kicks in the whole preseason, and it was a sign that he was still missing stuff from last season. Like I said on Thursday, a premier kicker, especially if it's supposed to be in his prime, should not be missing kicks in the preseason. It's muscle memory. There's no pressure. It's preseason. It's just like a joint practice. And this guy came out and shanked 2 kicks. Ficken went 100% in preseason. Did not miss one single kick in any of the weeks at all. He missed a couple in training camp. But in game time, did not miss one.
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand. Could have saved some cap room. We could have had another kicker to have a different mindset, because I feel like those misses are always going to be in Crosby's head. They're never going to leave, especially that Detroit game. I feel like that's just going to be stuck with him, because that's all people are going to remember of him.
Yeah, but again, he's not. I hope fans don't base him missing 5 kicks, like have him become a bad player because of it. He's not. He's not a bad kicker. He's made clutch kicks in his career. I mean, the biggest one probably of his career was the Dallas game.
Yeah, but that was in 2016. This is 3 years later.
Yeah.
That's my thing. He hasn't made the clutch kicks to be able to do it. I mean, he made one against San Fran last year, but that was a game we never should have been in the first place with that close, because San Fran was down to their 4th-string quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah. That game was way closer than it should have been, but.
Well, that's why I'm so high on the fact that we're paying Crosby $5 million a year, which is like the 2nd or 3rd kicker contract highest. You should be freaking putting them through the uprights every single time. There should be no question about it. And it's like there's that little bit of doubt in the back of your mind every time Crosby comes out. For me, I don't know if it happens for you, but for me, it's that little tiny piece of doubt, like, crap, he might shank this one. Like, it's always there now. I don't know if it is for you, Parker, but it is for me.
I mean, maybe a little bit, but again, I'd rather have that problem than having the Bears where they don't have a kicker at all, or the Vikings where they just released a kicker that they traded for.
Yep.
So, I mean, again,
yeah, Vedvik. Oh my God.
It's kind of apples to oranges in a way, but in the same sense, I'd much rather have the Crosby situation than the Viking situation or the Bears situation. So where we're at right now is pretty good compared to our other NFC North rivals.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm going to add in another name that I can't believe made the roster that I'm so excited for. Was, well, 2 technically.
Okay.
Is Chandon Sullivan.
Okay.
They kept 7 corners. I love that, because the past couple of years you saw corners go down with so many injuries, and they just, no one could stay healthy. So now you have a slew of corners that play well on this defense, and they all show that they can handle a little bit of a higher grade player that they're playing against, like Holman, Sullivan, I mean, those are guys that you never would have thought would come out and excel, and they have. So to